Recasters is a weekly anime podcast covering currently airing seasonal anime. If you like to follow weekly releases and hear discussions about it, you're in the right place.
If you enjoy series reviews and previews, then be warned.
Spoiler City straight ahead.
Hello, and welcome back to Recasters, the only anime podcast where after building mechs to fight other mechs, we realized we were using human parts the whole time. My name is Chase Adam Robinson, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Jesse Winter.
What have I done?
You have created a monster.
It's alive!
Just in time for Spooky Month.
Ooh.
Like, realistically, it's the 16th right now.
Yeah.
We're talking about Spooky Month. It's like...
It's Halloween o'clock.
When we release this episode, it's going to be like the 19th.
And it's still Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween now.
It's Halloween all month.
And also Christmas.
Yes. We've entered Christmas/Halloween time zone.
I genuinely appreciate The Nightmare Before Christmas because it has single-handedly linked two of my favorite holidays.
Well, I gotta wonder, did it single-handedly link the two holidays, or did it single-handedly... wow, there goes the word right out of my brain.
I'm still waiting to find out what Jesse was trying to say.
Find out next time on Recasters Anime Podcast. Oh, exclude. Did it single-handedly exclude all the other holidays from this time period?
Well, the rest of the holidays are shit anyway.
Wow. Fuck you.
All right, guys. So, if you're new to the podcast, which you very well might be, this is going to be the first of our episodes to go up on YouTube.
Ooh.
Think of this as a new era. So we've thought about it. We decided not to put the previous episodes up on YouTube because our format has changed quite a bit over the 2 years that we've been doing this. By the way, this is our 2-year anniversary.
Ooh, baby.
We started in November of 2019. So we've been doing this almost 2 years now.
That's so crazy. It doesn't even feel that long. It feels like I started yesterday.
Yeah. And so obviously throughout the last 2 years, we've fallen into a lot of noob traps. We've figured out things that we should and should not be doing.
We managed to do like a month of research on how to do a podcast and still hit every trap along the way.
So, yeah, from this point forward, think of this as Arc 2 of Recasters. If you want to listen to Arc 1, you can still listen to all that on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher.
Don't worry, no plans on deleting the previous content from the land of the internet.
But moving forward, we're going to be posting all our episodes on YouTube, trying to grow our audience, trying to bring it to a wider scope of people.
Big scope.
So as a result, if you are new to the podcast, we're going to walk you through how this works. We're going to walk you through how things work around here.
Hey, I'm showing you things over here.
So usually we have a third co-host as well, and that's going to be Chip Harris. He's going to be joining us again next season, so you're going to have to deal with 3 months of just mine and Jesse's shit.
Oof. That's rough.
If you missed it before, I'm Adam. Chase Adam Robinson is my full name. Everyone calls me Adam. This is Jesse. His full name is Jesse. We call him Jesse.
Yeah. Each one of those are spelled differently, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Jessey, Jessie, Jess.
S.
The E is silent.
Jess. S.
Jessss Gridman. So every season, we pick 4 to 5 shows. We cover those shows every single week as they are being released. This is the part where we tell you what we've chosen for the season, what else we watched, what was good, what was bad, and what's worth keeping an eye out even though we're not going to be covering it. After that, we're going to get into a point where we talk about things that aren't those 4. We're going to talk about things that aren't those 4 anime. And then eventually, we're going to talk about those 4 anime. Timestamps for everything is going to be in the description down below if you're only interested in hearing certain things. So yeah, first we're going to talk about what we picked this season. And in the spirit of Spooky Month, we have chosen some very edgy shows.
Yeah. The season of edge.
We do love some good edge around here.
I like it extra sharp.
None of that battle game in 5-second edge where they talk edgy and do nothing.
Yeah, bullshit. Big CGI man, more like big CGI flop.
So far, there's 2 shows that we're going to cover that are returning from the past. The first one is 86. because that show fucking rules. So, like, when they announced that they were going to do more, we were already like, yeah.
And technically, this is the second half of season 1, so we kind of obligated to, because we only watched the first half of season 1 so far.
Tell that to that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
We don't talk about that.
The other show is going to be Demon Slayer, which we've covered the Mugen Train movie on. We're going to be covering this arc, which is also Mugen Train.
I'm excited to watch Mugen Train again.
Yeah, great.
On Crunchyroll, they already have Mugen Train, the movie, labeled as season 2.
Incredible. Other than that, Jesse and I both picked one show each that we're going to be covering. Jesse, what'd you pick?
I picked Platinum End. In respect of all things edgy and dark this month, I have picked a new show from the fan favorite mangaka of Death Note.
And also Bakuman.
And Bakuman, but that's irrelevant to the conversation. I love Bakuman, don't get me wrong. But Death Note, OG anime, every edgy middle schooler who got into anime, probably because of Death Note.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't heard this already, I do work at an anime store. Kids still watching Death Note getting into anime.
Blowing my mind.
13-year-olds every year, when they turn 13, actually have the show downloaded into their brain.
Directly.
Yeah, nobody knew that, actually. So
yeah.
That's why everyone's seen it.
It's a well-kept secret that we will now be hunted down and assassinated by the CIA for revealing.
Damn it, not again. Every time I get assassinated, I get rebooted into a new body. It's really uncomfortable.
I hate being reincarnated as a human.
In the same world.
In the same world.
The show that I picked is Mieruko-Chan, which is the best blend of slice of life and horror I've ever seen in my life. I fucking love this show.
It's really incredible.
We talked about it. We haven't covered a slice of life show since since Kaguya-sama? Or
yeah, probably Kaguya-sama. Was that a year ago?
It was probably a year ago, yeah.
My God.
So we thought we'd cover something a little out of our norm, I guess.
Yeah, this is really JJK was horror, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I love things that are horror with other stuff sprinkled in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or other things with horror sprinkled in, I guess.
It makes the horror a little better because, I mean, it's just more real, you know? Your daily life isn't just horror.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, this is a really cool show so far, and I'm really looking forward to watching the rest of it. The other thing I have to say before we move on here is we record our episodes on Saturdays right now. That's the only day that works for our schedule at the moment, unfortunately. And 2 of our shows come out on Sundays, which means we are going to be consistently 1 episode behind on release.
Yeah, it'll seem like we're lagging. You'll listen to it 2 days after those episodes aired, so sorry about that, but that's how time works.
Yeah. It's the only thing. It's the only way we could make it work this season. So again, really sorry about that. Please bear with us. We watched a few other shows too. We checked some stuff out.
Yeah, we watched a couple of them. Never watched Deep Insanity.
No, yeah, we never did. we meant to watch that. We never watched Comey Can't Communicate either.
Yeah, but I've read like 50 chapters of that. It's fine.
I have read several chapters. None of them were the first one.
Don't worry, there's no spoilers in the first chapter.
Cool. I think I've probably read like chapter 10, chapter 100, and chapter 500.
You can really read them in any order for the most part.
Nice.
Another show we checked out was Tesla Note. Now, you might be keen to put this one on the back burner and then drop it off the counter and never pick it up because of its CGI nature, resembling closely that of a recently released X-Arm.
Why are your burners on an island?
What?
You put it on the back burner and then shoved it off the counter.
Yeah.
How does your kitchen work?
Optimal cooking situation is to have your cooker in the island in the middle of your kitchen. Bro, you ever been to a Mongolian grill?
Yes, I have been to a Mongolian grill, and they do not, in fact, have burners.
I would say that the Mongolian grill is one large burner.
I would say that that's incorrect.
I don't know about that one. More research is needed. Just like in Tesla Note.
Oh my God.
It's segues. It's actually, the CG is surprisingly good. Like it looks like they actually got a competent crew to do the CG. You know, they move well. It looks nice, except for when a character finishes talking and then they just freeze while the other character talks. including their hair.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird.
So the CG itself looks a lot like early Ruby, which is not too bad. It's not the best, but it's not too bad either.
Imagine early Ruby was actually an anime about Nikola Tesla causing mass chaos in the future because of his inventions.
Yeah, and a ninja.
And a ninja, and Ninja Gaiden. The purple-haired Ninja Gaiden girl, though, not the main girl, not Kasumi.
So the thing that I hate about this show is that they'll put CG models and 2D models directly next to each other.
Yeah, you just can't do that. Stop, anime, please.
It does not look good.
I would rather have poorly animated 2D with a okay-looking 2D character than a really good-looking CGI character next to a really good-looking 2D character.
The thing is that, like, I think if this show was 100% CG, it would probably look better.
Probably. I mean, it's already almost there. It's like 70% CG.
Yeah. Some interesting notes about the show is that the voice acting was incredible.
100% high-quality Japanese voice acting.
The story was decent. I mean, it was only the first episode, but I mean, I was engaged. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it made me interested to see more. I want to know how it goes.
I will not be watching more of this show. I will likely pick up the manga.
Fair enough. Probably a smart move.
Another show we checked out, The Vampire Dies in No Time.
He sure does.
This show is hilarious. It gave me some real Mieruko-Chan vibes, if anybody's watched Mieruko-Chan, which, I mean, like, people have. That's a popular show.
Somebody out there's watched it.
If you haven't seen Mieruko-Chan, please do. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever watched in my life.
Whoa.
I got really heavy vibes from that. It's like a good cop, bad cop Mieruko-Chan situation.
Yeah, 100%.
And it also has everybody's favorite character, Jon.
Oh, yeah. Jon. In fact, the entire end credits scene is Jon's journey.
Yeah. So John is a small armadillo, and he's the best. I love him. I would die for him.
He might be a small armadillo, but he has a big heart and an even bigger gun.
Wait, I don't think he has a gun. He does get shot out of a cannon.
True.
So please check out The Vampire Dies in No Time. It's not quite the right kind of show for us to cover, but it was close.
Yeah, it was definitely up there in the running.
In fact, it was so far up there in the running that Jesse was texting me a couple days ago and thought we were covering it.
I honestly thought we were. Another show we checked out for the podcast was a card game one that has a name, something like Divide General 0000 hashtag deck builder or something.
It's called Build Divide number 000000 code black.
I'm glad you remember that because I zone out halfway through the title every time. I'm like scrolling through the anime and I was like, oh, Build Divide hashtag is oh, look at this anime. And that's how I felt during the show.
It's not that you space out while you're reading it. You just move to the next line without finishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was an incredible show, really. And by incredible, I mean incredibly boring.
Yeah. Imagine somebody did an anime of a technical manual. But when I say of a technical manual, I mean their script was a technical manual.
That'd be good.
No, it would not.
Yeah, so the show basically presented itself as if it was going to be Mirai and Nikki, but they're all playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't know where the Miura Nikki part comes in, but not yet. Not the first episode.
It's a death game.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any indication of that happening so far.
And if I'm being real with you, you never will, because you're not going to watch another episode of this show.
I won't. Even if I wanted to, I'd forget.
The idea of the show was good. The execution was very poor.
Yeah.
I am not invested in any of the characters. I am not invested in the game they are playing. I am not invested in the plot.
You know how a lot of people complain about something like Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're like, yeah, it's really cool. It's about a card game, but like, they're not actually playing the card game. None of the cards actually do what they're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, this has the opposite problem, where it is a card game. Definitely. 100%. And they tell you every rule, every step. They read you the instruction booklet, and then they show you the cards. And it's like they scanned pictures of the cards into the anime, and then they proceed to tell you every detail about the card, excluding the card rarity.
No. Here's the problem, though, is that they give you all of the rules one time, and then they're like, here's all the cards that we're playing. And then they don't tell you what most of the cards do. They just show them playing it. And I'm like, I don't know what that does.
I guess that's true too. But they'll be like, here's this card, and I'm going to do this thing with it. And I do this thing. And now that I've done this thing, I'll discard this card.
Nice.
Nice. Thanks. Yes. This is a card game.
Yep.
Yep.
Sure is. And the last show that we checked out for this season is something called Sakugan. And Sakugan seems incredible, and for some reason, I don't care.
I think that's because Sakugan is a budget decadence.
I don't know. I don't know if budget's the right word, because some of those scenes looked incredible.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess it feels like the effort put into it maybe is a little budget. I don't know. The story, decadence, they're like big mech city girl who has a dream, but they won't let her pursue it, and she gets there, and then she becomes a cool fighter. And Sakugan so far has been like, we live in a cave. My daughter's really smart but annoying, and I don't want her to do this thing because it's dangerous, but now that our friends have died, I might as well go do it with her anyways.
Spoilers for the first episode?
Sorry. Spoilers for Sakugan.
Sakugan, I genuinely think the show is going to be really good. I'm not going to say I wasn't impressed, because I think I was. I think I walked out of that episode going, wow, that was really good, but I don't care for some reason. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about the show just didn't click with me.
Yeah, I think I have a hard time saying it's good if I don't want to keep watching it. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Dude, my brain is just went on a roller coaster. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know, fam.
I've seen some shit shows that I've enjoyed, and I've not liked some shows I thought were good.
Basically, I don't know what my problem is, but beautiful show, great voice acting, cool writing, nice story, good animation. I don't know why I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, if you like Sakugan, let us know why.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to figure that out.
All right, and that's everything we checked out this season. That was a little bit shorter of a list than usual. There was a couple shows we meant to check out, but the timing didn't work out.
Honestly, when we watched Platinum End and Mieruko-Chan, we were just kind of like, this is it,
why even watch anything else? Who cares?
There's no point. There might be other good shows, but we're going to pick these. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, but let us know what you guys are watching this season. I'd love to hear from some other people. I've heard that The Faraway Paladin ended up way better than I thought it was going to be. I've heard that The World's Greatest Assassin Gets Reincarnated as an Aristocrat was worse than I expected it to be.
Oh, good thing we avoided that bullet.
Get it? Because he's an assassin?
Ha! John Gallier.
All right, and that brings us into the next part of the podcast. And this is the part of the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that interests us. And I'm going to go first. Okay, first and foremost, last episode, I talked about how I was reading Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, yeah.
I finished Jujutsu Kaisen.
Finished?
I am all caught up.
Whoa, very nice. How many chapters are there?
161?
Nice.
I think. And then I was frustrated because it was a weekly manga release. And then I checked and it was 12 days until the next one. And I was like, fuck. Oof. But I want more now. It's getting really good. I'm really excited. But because there wasn't a whole lot to say on that other than that it stayed very good, I did start reading another manga that I'm going to be talking about now. And that's Kaiju No. 8. And it is only a manga. There's no sound effect for me to put there. So I'm going to put the Godzilla sound effect right before this. Hope you all enjoyed that.
Right now.
Right. No, I already did it.
Right then.
It was before.
The power of post compels you.
Oh, man. And Kaiju No. 8, I'm going to put this in a modern trinity with Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man.
Oh, my God.
I think that these shows all explore the darker side of shonen in a way that I really like.
Oh, so what you're saying is that when Chainsaw Man releases, we're also going to get JJK Season 2 and Kaiju No. 8 Season 1.
Kaiju No. 9-8.
Kaiju No. 9-8.
I hope that Kaiju No. 8 gets an anime. I don't know if it currently has one confirmed. There's only 47 chapters at the point of this recording.
That's enough for a season, right?
But I'm 12 chapters in, and it's 12 very, very good chapters.
Nice.
Is that enough for a season? That's maybe enough for a 12-episode season.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So, I mean, they literally could. But most shonen goes for 24.
I guess that is the trend now, huh?
Yeah. Do you think Chainsaw Man's going to be 12 or 24?
24.
I think it's going to be 24. I have some of my friends think it's only going to be 12 and they're going to cover the whole thing. I think that'll be too breakneck.
Yeah, that would be insane. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Chainsaw Man does go kind of crazy fast, but like 12 episodes fast? No.
I think that's too fast. I think
That's
it's
like
gonna
10
be 24.
chapters an episode. That's a lot. First 10 chapters of Chainsaw Man is like a whole arc.
I know, right? So, I mean, like, Inuyashiki was only 11 episodes, and that's like 85 chapters or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, but to be honest, I mean, there's like a lot of cutout time in that manga.
Yeah. I haven't watched the anime, but I've heard the anime is very good. I loved the manga. For Kaiju number 8, the things I want to say about it is that the artwork and the line art remind me a lot of Chainsaw Man. The humor reminds me a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen, and the feel is just like different enough from the other two to be its own thing, but definitely fits in with them.
I'm going to have to stop you for a second because you showed me pictures of Kaiju number 8. Maybe the line art like Chainsaw Man, not at all the artwork. Chainsaw Man looks very like, it's very rough. It's very line. It's like part of the sketch of the image was left to add effect to the panels. This was very clean, very smooth, but very detailed.
So I agree with you to an extent, except for usually at least one page with a new monster in Chainsaw Man. They would often have one page that was really well drawn.
That's true. I'll give you that. Yeah.
And so I get some of the same feeling from that. So
Okay.
I really like the character art in Kaiju number 8, though. I think the character art is really fucking good.
From the small panels I've seen, it's gorgeous.
So, I honestly, like, literally no complaints about Kaiju number 8. The plot for Kaiju number 8 is going to sound very generic when I tell you. A guy lives in a society where kaiju emerge from under the earth and destroy cities very often. And as a result, they have a, like, kaiju defense force that's people who put on these suits. The suits give them superhuman strength and agility, and they use it to fight the kaiju. And most of the time they shoot them. So I don't know why the suits help.
Well, you know, suits.
But then, like, it seems like the stronger you resonate with your suit, like, the better your bullets do also.
So it's also a stand.
Yeah. So there's this defense force, and the main character is not part of the defense force. He's part of the cleanup crew. So basically, him and his crew come in every time a kaiju is killed, and they hack it to pieces and clean it out and move it all out of the city.
Really a very important task. You know, they never show you any of that in any other shows, right?
Yeah, which I thought was really interesting, is like, it's arguably just as important as killing the kaiju.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
But his best friend is the head of, or his childhood best friend, they haven't talked in years now, is the head of the Kaiju Killing Committee. That's not what they're called, but...
It sounds good, though.
Yeah, the Kaiju Killing Committee is also the name of my autobiography. Coming to you, never.
Hey, so careful.
So basically, this kid joins, like this 18-year-old kid, joins the cleaning crew because he thinks that the kaiju cleanup is going to be an important part of the test to get into the task force. So he wants to learn about it.
Okay.
And basically, like, he comes in and he talks to the main character, and the main character is pretty much given up on his dreams. He's 32 years old, which is, like, very old for a shonen protagonist.
Yeah, it sure is.
And he comes in and he's like, you should never have given up. You need to join the defense force. And he's like, holy shit, this kid's right.
What?
And then, right after convincing him, a kaiju comes out of the ground and almost eats this kid. And he pushes him out of the way and saves him.
Whoa.
After a very dangerous encounter, they both end up in the hospital. And while they're in the hospital, the main character, they call it a kaiju still, but it's small. This, like, little winged parasite comes in and, like, goes in his mouth.
Oof.
And he becomes a kaiju. And after that, he can transform into a kaiju and fight shit.
Now he's strong.
Now he's strong.
Strong.
So, yes, it's Attack on Titan. No, it's not Attack on Titan. That's my play-by-play of the first chapter. If that sounds interesting at all, I think everybody should check it out. One of the things that I love about this manga is that these two protagonist characters are really important to me in the dynamic, because I feel like this shonen was written for everyone. It's a little bit darker, you know, there's a lot of death and gore and shit.
Okay.
But with this 18-year-old protagonist and this 32-year-old protagonist, there is a wide range of people who are going to enjoy this.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That makes sense. Very interesting. Yeah, really targeted at a modern audience, you know? Because shonen used to be like kids would read manga, but nowadays all the kids who are reading manga are adults. So why not make manga for the adults who read it and the kids who come into it?
Yeah, so I really think, like, Kaiju number 8 to me, this is a really special story. I think that this is going places. And again, I've only read 12 chapters, but I don't expect this to get worse.
I could believe that this will be one of the next big shonens.
It's big enough that at Shonen Jump's recent booth, they added a picture
Wow.
of the main character as a kaiju on their booth.
I'm going to say it then. The 2020s is going to be an era, and Kaiju number 9 is going to... Number 8? Why do I keep saying number 9? Kaiju number 8 is going to be one of the era-defining animes.
I hope so. The whole rise of, like, spooky shonen is really my jam.
I'm loving it.
An update on One Piece. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you know that I've been reading One Piece for a long while. I'm still in Fishman Island. That's my update. Just kidding. I am still in Fishman Island, but I have been progressing through it. I'm about halfway through Fishman Island now. It's still probably one of my least favorite arcs, but I'm enjoying it more than I was. I think I was just burnt out when I was reading it last time.
Understandably.
A combination of reading so much at once and getting kind of burnt out, and also it being probably one of the worst arcs, made me not want to read it.
Just, can we get Oda to just take that out, throw it away?
Some of it's like, don't do that. Just fix it. Just change the pacing.
Just go back and redraw it.
Yeah, forehead.
Easy mode.
That's all I have to say about One Piece this week. Also, Zoro's the best, just saying. If you don't think Zoro's the best, it means that you're farther than me.
What does that mean? Spoiler.
Well, I was going to say, if you don't think Zoro's the best, then you're wrong. And then I was like, well, there's still 400 chapters I haven't read, so.
I'm pretty sure Zoro will still be the best by the time you get 400 chapters from now.
Do you know who Trafalgar Law is?
I don't know what those words were.
That's a character.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
He is a fan favorite character that I expect to be in my top 3.
Is he the skeleton?
He is not the skeleton.
Okay.
He's a dude with tattoos and a hat.
Okay. Which one?
He wears like a white hat with polka dots on it.
What?
He's got like a goatee. He actually, like, legit, he kind of looks like you.
Fucking rude.
No. He's rad.
I said you just described 2 things I don't have.
Well, look, you don't have the goatee right now, but you often get that like same kind of beard that he has.
That's true. Sometimes I do not shave for weeks.
Jesse's just mad because he shaved this morning.
I'm glad I shaved this morning. I'm mad I didn't shave for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Jesse also does not have tattoos, but like, yeah, I think you could cosplay this guy pretty good.
Okay, well, sounds good.
He's fucking cool. And also his second in command is a polar bear.
Nice.
Whose name is Beppo.
Beppo, that's a good name.
Dude, Beppo the polar bear. And
Beppo.
I've seen him like 2 times and he's in my top 5 favorite characters.
Damn. Nice.
Anybody interested to know my top 5 favorite characters in no particular order because I don't want to decide right now. Zoro, Luffy, Kobe, Beppo, and Robin.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. You heard it here, folks.
Here and only here.
If you heard it anywhere else, somebody stole it from us.
Yeah, give me that back. Okay. And now we got to give everybody a warning. We're going to be talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 6 because Jesse's been reading that and I have already read the whole thing. If you don't want any spoilers because the anime is coming up pretty soon, you're going to want to skip ahead. The timestamps are going to be down below. Jesse, how far are you into Part 6?
Well, I just got to the part where Jotaro had his stand stolen and he got shot.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, it's getting intense. But don't spoil anything because he literally just got shot and Jolene's dragging him out of the prison window right now. I don't know if he's actually dead. I don't know if he's going to survive like every other JoJo character did in every other arc.
This guy says like every other JoJo character survived and half the cast of the whole series is fucking dead.
more than half the cast, and that's because they killed every villain they met and survived every death they received. I mean, look at part 3. Everybody dies like 4 times.
That's true. Avdol died, and then he came back, and then he fucking died again.
Damn, I'm waiting for Avdol to come back.
I'm not. It's like the worst written character in the whole series.
Dude, we have a glimpse of Avdol in a photo in one of the later parts, and I was like, whoa, incredible. You drew Avdol again.
It's like, I know like Araki and Akira Toriyama are not the same person, but like they're in the same category in my brain.
Yeah, that's fair.
Akira Toriyama, like when he made Dragon Ball Z after Dragon Ball, then people would be like, whoa, this is really cool, but what happened to Launch? And he was like, who's Launch? He was like, dude, you made this character.
What do you mean? Yeah. So I'm really loving it. We got Jongalier. He seems like a pretty good villain, except Jolene just defeated him, so maybe he's not a villain anymore.
Oof.
R.I.P. him. Then we got Goopy. That's all they've called the other stand so far. Goopy stand.
Oh.
So I don't know what its fucking name is. It has TGA written all over it, so those might be its initials. Or that might just be like a off-brand. There was that one like VCR company in the 90s, and they were something like TGA. Could be a reference to that.
Well, this isn't the 90s, all right?
No.
This may have been written in 2003, but it takes place in 2011.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yes. CDs, we're still using those, 2011. Very popular.
I was still probably using some CDs in 2011.
I was burning CDs for music just because my stereo did not have an aux cord or Bluetooth, so that was the only way I could listen to music.
See?
Yeah, okay, you played me. You played the game, you won, thanks.
I wasn't even driving in 2011.
Whoa.
I got my license in 2013.
That's crazy, dude.
Right?
You make me feel old sometimes.
We're literally we're like 11 months apart.
Incredible.
Man, yeah, I wish you were a little farther, because there's like some characters I really want to talk about that you haven't got to yet.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd really like to be farther. I'd also really like to meet more characters, because so far, one character seems important and was irrelevant. One character introduced stands and got beat up. And now we've had Goopy stand, Jangali A, and pre-existing Jotaro.
Dude, you're getting there, though. You're getting there.
Oh, and Baseball Hat Kid.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm close to something else happening.
Right, like, I mean, they kind of build up the mystery and the tension, right? Like, at the beginning, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But you're going to stabilize pretty soon here.
Okay. Gotcha. You know, when you told me that this arc was like a jailbreak arc, I thought that was really cool, but I went into it thinking like, so we get there and we meet some people and they build up this whole prison economy system, or Araki builds up this whole like prison economy system and like all this prison detail, and there's just so much detail put into how the prison works, who's at the prison, how the prison runs, where they go, what they do, how people get along with each other. And then we get introduced to a stand user in the prison, and I was like, we're going to be in the prison, and there's going to be stand users, and there's going to be, like, courtyard jail fights with stands, and there's going to be, like, secret dark black market prison economy stuff going on. That'll be crazy. And then, like, 16 chapters into it, Jolene's already breaking out of the prison, and I'm like, what?
Okay, let me give you a mild spoiler.
Yeah.
You stay in the prison for probably, like, 4/5 of the...
Oh, really?
Of the part, yeah.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, how is she going to get to the UUV and the Speedwagon Foundation is going to come in? Like, how are they going to play all this off? How's that going to work?
You'll have to read and find out.
Whoa!
One of my top 3 favorite characters is in this part.
Ooh.
My top 3 favorite characters, for anybody who's interested. Let me give my...
Today is Adam's top insert number favorite insert things list day.
Something that I'll tell the audience right now. The way my brain works, I literally rank everything in my entire life. I'll eat a meal and I'll be like, this is like pretty good. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. only because it wasn't as good as this other one that was a 9 out of 10. Right? This is like, my brain automatically does this. I literally have a favorite of everything and a least favorite of everything.
It's
do
really
not know why.
impressive.
Yeah. So my favorite 3 characters are going to be, Jesse, plug your ears, Gyro, Caesar, and a character that's going to be in this part that I'm not going to tell you right now.
Why was I closing my ears? You motherfucker.
Because of the other one I said.
Gyro?
Yeah. Well, you still heard, so obviously
Yeah.
plugging your ears did nothing.
No, it didn't.
The character that I really like's name is FF.
FF?
Yeah.
Like FF?
Yeah, like the
In
two
chat?
The 2 letters. Yeah, FF in chat.
Okay. Good to know. So he's very fast.
Who is?
FF.
Why is he fast?
Or is he really loud? Sorry.
What?
Is FF really loud?
No.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you anything about FF.
That's a joke for music nerds. Anyways.
All right, that's all we got for part 6 this week. Join us next week when hopefully Jesse's read a few more chapters. You motherfucker. Please read faster.
Yeah. To be fair, between the last time we talked about it and now, I read like 10 chapters.
Yeah, probably. I'll read 20 more.
Okay. First up, we have Platinum End, episodes 1 and 2.
Hey, this isn't Death Note.
What? I thought this was Death Note.
I thought this was called Death Note 2.
Death Note 2, the Death Note-ing.
All right, hear me out.
Okay.
This is Death Note,
Yeah.
but also Mirai Nikki
Mm-hmm.
or Future Diaries,
Mm-hmm.
and also the main character is named Mirai.
Whoa. Is that a Jojo reference?
Hear me out also. He looks exactly like the guy from Inuyashiki.
He looks like the guy from Inuyashiki blended with the pro tag of Bakuman.
That's literally true, actually.
Yeah, it's like the mangaka for this and Bakuman was like, ooh, I've got a good protagonist. Draws Bakuman protagonist. Ooh, dang it. Looks over at his bookshelf, sees Inuyashiki. I know what to do.
Let's make him the antagonist from Inuyashiki. Oh, man. So in Death Note, the whole show's about this guy who is basically, he's like, I'm going to become God.
Yeah.
And then this show is about a guy who's like, I don't want to be God. He's like, no, it's not Death Note. He doesn't, it's different.
It's different, I promise. Look, in Death Note, you don't actually get to become a god, but he wants to be. In this one, you actually get to become a god, but he doesn't want to be. Very
See?
different.
Different things.
Very different.
Oh, I'm loving this show, though.
Oh, man, this show is fantastic. Like, it feels like a more mature Death Note.
I don't know if I agree with that statement.
I'm not sure if I agree with that statement either. No.
Well, glad you made it.
Yeah. let me backtrack. This show is fucking great.
This show is out the edge, but I love it.
Yeah.
I like that it's Death Note, but the protagonist is like L and Light put together, and Ryuk is an angel with a fat booty.
Yes. Yes. Very true.
Oh, I love the angel though. She's so funny. Where like,
Oh yeah.
she'll be like, "All your hopes and dreams can come true. I'm an angel," and he's like, "Wow, maybe I can be happy." And she's like, "Kill your enemies," and he's like, "What?"
Excuse me? She's like, I can show you how to find love and happiness. And he's like, wow, that's really cool. How do we do that? Well, if you shoot people with my red arrow, you enslave them for 33 days. It's like, wait a second. That's not what you said.
You can make people love you.
You
No,
can-
that's not what I wanted.
You can force people to love you.
So here's my question though.
Yeah.
If you shoot yourself with the red arrow, can you make you love yourself?
No, nothing can ever make you do that.
Oh no.
Oof. Oh, dude. Okay, I've got a big question. I'm skipping a little bit into episode 2. I apologize, but it relates directly. Because episode 1, the angel's like, if you shoot people with the red arrow, you enslave them, and she didn't say enslave, but she said, you make people fall insanely in love with you, and they'll do anything for you. But then in episode 2, she's like, well, if you make her really fall in love with you while you're forcing her to love you, then when she's done being forced to love you, she'll really love you. How does that distinction work? Does she grow a second personality when you shoot her with an arrow, or what? How does any of that make sense?
It's just, it just works.
Yeah.
Call it the Todd Howard way. Okay, so we got 3 different powers at the most. Some people are lame and have less powers.
Losers.
Our main character has been blessed with all 3 powers, and also maybe literally blessed with all 3 powers. I think blessed is the correct word here.
I would agree.
He's got the white arrow. He can shoot people, and then they die.
Painlessly.
Death Note style heart attack.
Basically.
It's just like not quite the same thing, but
Yeah.
you shoot with the red arrow, make them love you. Also, get some sick ass wings.
Yeah. You can move faster than a bullet and an arrow.
You can move faster than a bullet and also shoot faster than a bullet.
Yeah. You can do everything faster than the bullet with those wings.
Dude, I like that, like, they prove that they're, like, serious right off the bat because this dude shows up and just kills one of the contestants immediately.
I fucking love it, yeah.
It's just like, this guy's like, I got the red arrow and I love all these girls. I'm going to be a shitbag.
I'm going to build a harem.
And then this guy's like, well, dead.
Dead. Dude, honestly, like, the simplicity of it might make it one of the greatest anime scenes I've ever seen. Because you've just got this, like, douchebag hanging out with a bunch of women he enslaved, right? And he's just chilling in his limo. And this Power Ranger looking motherfucker throws the door open. And the dude's like, you got the wrong car, buddy. They film in a movie or something. And then the Power Ranger just fucking shoots him. He doesn't say anything. He just fucking shoots him.
He could have done that with a gun and it would have been the same scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love this Power Ranger ass motherfucker.
Dude, he's so great.
It's like, you can tell he's a Chunibyo who got the powers, right?
100%,
And he
dude.
was just like, oh my God, I'm a superhero.
I've done it.
He like flies in and saves a bank or something.
Oh, gosh. And I love how he, like, he doesn't stage it, but, like, he stages his whole action set, right? You
Right,
know?
yeah.
Because he's like, we know how the arrows work, but then he like rolls up and he's like, oh, super flamboyant robot Power Ranger attack, woo! And then shoots him and he's like, I lost control of my powers and accidentally killed him. It's like your arrow literally only kills people.
Oh my God. So we got 3 different tiers of angel.
Yes.
This power scaling system makes no sense to me.
Why?
Because it's like, hey, 13 of you guys get to pick a candidate that inherits your powers to fight. And it's like, usually when there's 13 different candidates with different powers, it's like 13 different powers.
Yeah.
But instead, this time it's like, hey, by the way, some of you are just like objectively stronger than the others. Have fun.
I think the whole mentality is supposed to be like the Destiny mentality, you know, because it's literally God being like, I'm holding a death game for the next God. And so he's like, if you're suited to be God, you'll become God, which is really fucking stupid when you give somebody a third of the powers of somebody else. It's like, look, you don't give him the shit end of the stick just because you think he's good enough to be God. If you think he's good enough to be God, give him all the powers.
Yeah. Dude, one of these angels bothered me.
Which one?
His wings were upside down on his hips. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Classic anime angel. He looks like a fucking Gundam.
He does look like a Gundam, yeah. I also want to throw it out there that, like, when we first watched the first episode, then when they were like, hey, by the way, we've only chosen candidates who've, like, lost faith in their life and wanted to die. And I was like, wow, that's like a weird market for becoming God.
Yeah.
But then in the second episode, they were like, yeah, these are the people who are, like, unhappy with the world. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, there you go. The people who are most motivated to change the world.
You know, except for, like, the people who are, like, trying to change the world and, like, motivated to do so.
Yeah, maybe.
Just fuck those guys.
Honestly, like, so far, none of this plan makes any sense because, you know, like they said, oh, these people who aren't happy with the world, they want to change it. So we'll give them the powers. One of these dudes literally just built a harem. That's all he was going to do.
Yeah.
Why did you give him... Why? What?
Well, obviously he wasn't suited to be God, and that's why he died.
That's why he got killed. Woo! I got a question. Maybe God should handpick his candidates next time. Like, at least Deus did that in Mirai Nikki, right? He was like, I like you guys. You seem like good picks.
Yeah.
This God was just like, go find some people who are trying to off themselves.
Except also the God from Mirai Nikki was like, here's the caveat, though. I'm only picking people who keep journals.
Yeah, kind of true. I mean, journal in a very loose way, you know?
Look, he's God. He can make the rules how he wants.
Yeah, true.
They're given 999 days.
Yeah, that's
Kind of an obscene amount of time.
it sounds like it should be an occult number, but it's not.
It is the number of a very good video game.
That's true, it is. Maybe that's a code. Maybe he's a big fan of the 999 series.
He's like, you've got 999 days, and I'm giving you that much time because I would like you to play 999.
Yeah, make sure you play that and then kill each other.
If you kill somebody before they get to play 999, you're out.
Oh man, if you think about how the game works, especially now that we've seen it in episode 2, 999 days, that's way too much time. Like, you're giving people time to just like chill around and kick it and just do whatever they want, because like you can fly around the whole world probably not even in a day, probably like 5 hours. You could fly around the whole world with your wings, and only people who are part of this game can see each other's angels. So like, even if you send your angel away so another contestant can't see your angel, they can send their angel over to you and freak you out. And then they'll be like, well, a not contestant wouldn't have seen the angel, so you must be a contestant. Die.
Right? Yeah.
Like, this is a hyper accelerated game. You don't need 999 days. Give them 2 weeks.
Right? Dude, I love the part at the end of episode 2, though, where he's like, holy shit, an angel. Okay, act natural. And the angel's like, that guy just saw me. And he like flies up.
Yeah.
And like it flies up into his face, and he's just like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh god. And it's like, well, this is definitely the guy.
Yep. Yeah, figured him out.
This guy definitely could have taken a page from Miko's book, from Mieruko-Chan, where she's like, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Instead, he's just like, oh shit, what do I do? Oh fuck.
Oh no, he's seen me. Whoa. He like trips on a banana peel.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So it is pseudo tradition, because we forget 50% of the time,
Nice.
to talk about the opening in the first episode.
Oh, nice. I don't remember that being a tradition.
Yeah, that's because we forget 50% of the time. What do you think of this opening?
I don't really remember it.
Yeah, that can be like, that's enough right there, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a banger, and I like the visuals. And then now I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, what the fuck was it?
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, this is a Death Note opening.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying that.
So I can only just think of the Death Note opening. I mean, I remember there's some cool visuals, and there's like they did the same thing as they did in Death Note, where they got like the pro tag, and he's like blue, and there's the antagonist, and he's like red, and they like whip around the screen, and there's like some shapes, like the arrows flying around the screen and shit. That's about all I remember.
Yeah, I have no idea. Hey, you think this show's going to end in 12 episodes?
I think it's a 24 episode show.
I think it's a 24 episode show.
Definitely.
Because like at this rate, we're talking like one death an episode if it's going to be 12.
Yeah, and that's a little fast. I mean, like, Mirai Nikki how many episodes was Mirai Nikki?
24 and an OVA.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this show has got to be 24. It's going to be way too rushed if... Yeah.
I agree.
So, hey, I've got a theory about the dead people.
Hit me with a...
Boom, boom.
You're trying to hit me with a theory in the first episode of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. Which... they might have already disproved it, but I'm going to hold on to hope for at least another episode, maybe 2. We'll see.
All right. Hit me with it.
But there's only so many angels in heaven, right? I mean, literally, we've only seen 13. I don't know if there are any more angels because we only need 13 angels for the purpose of the show so far. But the angels also have different ranks, which is really stupid if there's not some kind of hierarchical system up in heaven. So I think maybe... the people in the game who die and don't become God get to become one of the angels, and they get a ranking based on how well they did in the game.
Whoa, that'd be wild. I don't think so. We've seen one death so far, but that doesn't necessarily disprove it immediately.
True. See, I was concerned because like they didn't like talk about his death as anything significant, but then we did see his angel take his soul out of his body and bring his body-shaped soul up to heaven and present it to God and be like, yeah, my dude's dead.
I like that angel because he was like, They were like, "Oh, sorry you lost so early," and he was like, "I didn't really want to do this anyway."
I'm a second-rate angel. Why'd you put me in here? Yeah, I really liked that. I also liked how when that dude was giving an interview, his angel was floating horizontally next to him.
True.
I was like, why are you doing that?
He's just hanging out. He's like, "God damn it, somebody kill this guy."
He's just planking. He's like, look, he's right here.
That's like, if I was the angel and I was trying to be smart about it, probably just move off camera.
Just don't even be near him. I mean, really, like, Ryuk, right? One of the Shinigami, they were like, I can see people's lifespan, so you can bribe me into getting more information. But the angel shows up and they're like, here's all my powers. Well, why are you here now?
Do you know what the big brain play would be?
What?
Have your angel follow someone.
Yo.
Just be like, that person in particular, just follow them around and pretend you're with them.
Yeah, dude, that's a super good idea. I love it. Ooh, big brain.
Just, hypothetically, if I was going to try to become God in some sort of angel death game, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, probably a smart move, really. So, I have a question for you.
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Being as this is another series by the author of Death Note, do you think that one of the contestants will become the protagonist's love interest who will be willing to fling herself in the path of fighting for him and do everything that she can to help him achieve his goals and dreams because she thinks he deserves to be a god?
Now, let me tell you, I hope that's not the case. I am interested to see, the fact that he has a love interest already made me curious to see if she was going to turn out to be one of the candidates.
Ooh, I didn't think about that, but now I'm interested. That would be because we haven't seen her at all, I don't think, have we?
No, just in a flashback.
Yeah, so, I bet she's a contestant.
That would be really cool. I hope that she is not a Misa Misa.
100%, I hope not. Misa Misa worked really great as the character she was. Please don't make this character a Misa Misa.
Next up, we got 86, episodes 12, 13, and 14. This still fucks me up that this is not season 2, episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Anime is so frustrating.
This is episodes 12, 13, and 14 of season 1.
They used to just release a bunch of episodes and go, here's the anime. Then they were like, okay, we'll do 12 or 24 episode seasons and make those the hard cutoff points. And now they're like, halfway through the season, we'll do a hard cutoff point and pick the other half up some other season. No, that's a new season.
It's like we got the second half of season 4 of Attack on Titan coming up, even though it's been 1 year since it ended.
Oh my God.
Excuse me?
That's not how this works.
Oh, anyways, yeah. Episodes 12, 13, and 14. This show continues to be incredible.
I love this show so much. God.
It's really tough to talk about all of these separate episodes together. Where Platinum End, it felt like I watched 2 episodes of the same story. Every episode of 86 feels very distinct.
It really does. Absolutely 3 different stories in the 3 different episodes.
So the way we start out is we see Lena for a few minutes, and this is the only time we've seen Lena so far this season.
Yeah.
Lena, last season, Jesse was like, man, maybe this is the point where Lena stays cold and she's she's super hard now and she's going to throw down and overthrow people and shit. And I was like, probably not. She's too cute and stuff. And then we cut back here and she's the coldest motherfucker around.
She's so cold, her hair's turning red.
Oh yeah, she's a new person. You can tell because she dyed a streak in her hair. She's been through a bad breakup and she's back for vengeance, motherfucker.
Oh no. Isn't that kind of what Sheen did to her though?
No. I do not think this is the same thing.
Oh God. Dude, I love how they started this first episode off with an exact replay of the first episode of the first half of season 1, except
the fact that you have to say it like that makes this season 2.
I was like, dude, it literally is. I was about to say how they started season 1, and then I was like, well, we're still in season 1. If you really want to think that way.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So anyways, season 2 of 86. Yeah. But they did it, but with all the characters in their new personalities. And it's a really good way of showing you just how much they've changed by literally putting them in the same situation and seeing how things are different. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I also was surprised to see that Lena and the glasses girl are friends again.
You know, I don't know if they're so much friends as like they have a history and she's a very convenient acquaintance to have.
I mean, they're still like having tea together.
Were they?
Didn't they?
I guess they did. I mean, it felt a little rougher though, because like Lena showed up and then her friend was like, "You're late." And Lena was like, "Oh, sorry." And I thought that was going to be the point where her friend was like, made a joke and be like, "I'm just kidding. You're always late." But then she just didn't say anything.
Actually, Lena was like, "Sorry, I'm late." And she was like, "You're literally early."
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't know. It's all confusing.
We did in the Lena part. The one thing I want to draw attention to is that we see her commanding a new squadron, right?
Yeah.
And she seems way more like in this time.
Oh, she's all in.
She's learning people's names but not using them. And she's just like super, while she seems to be getting along with everybody, she's also super serious. She's serious Lena all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's this really interesting scene where she's talking with Cyclops, who is like the new Sheen. And they do a thing where they show them playing pool and they break at the beginning of pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost a scratch, but then doesn't, like the cue ball stops right before going in. And I felt like that was like symbolically supposed to be symbolizing that we're on the new chapter, that this is the new squadron and this is a new Lena, and she's not quite ready to fully start over. We're not going to scratch, but we have broken into a new game.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Yeah. Ooh.
And then we segue away from that and never see Lena again.
She says, "Adios," and so do we. Man, I thought for sure they were going to continue to do the thing where they bounce between the 86ers and Lena, but like, that's a thing of the past now, I guess.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, whatever. Lena, not important.
I remember, half the time in season 1, I was in season 1. Jesus Christ.
Thanks, enemy.
Half the time in the first half of season 1, every time they would spend too long on a Lena segment, we were like, "Come on, go back to the 86. I want to see them."
Show me what they doing.
So now they were like, "Okay, here's Lena. This is what she's up to. Now 86 forever." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm in."
Thanks. That's what we were asking for.
Yeah, dude.
Ironically, though, as soon as we permanently switch over to the 86, they end the journey they're on and start a life of being civilians for 20 minutes.
The problem is they're too stupid.
They're too stupid.
Oh, my God. First, I want to talk about the worst character they've introduced.
Who?
Yeah, he says who, surprisingly, like he hasn't heard me complain about this already. I fucking hate Frederica, dude. She's so annoying. I don't know what they're doing with her voice actor, but like she's got the worst voice. She's got the worst personality. I hate this character.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love her voice. I love her personality.
Wait a minute. Jesse just hears things he wants to hear. I'm like, "Man, I fucking hated that." And he's like, "Isn't it the best?"
I'm literally on the opposite side of the fence always. Well, let me throw a fat idea down for you. Are you ready for this?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Frederica, as we see her, is a consciousness transferred into a new body. And that's what the Legion tech was the whole time. They were trying to work on transferring people's consciousness into other units so that they could be manned without actually risking the people's lives, and it fucked up and they went out of control. And she's the last remaining person who that was done to, and she was the Empress of the old Republic thingy, whatever they were. And now she's out to get her revenge or something like that.
I think you're absolutely right. I also think that the person that she used to be was that so Raven.
What the fuck?
You can tell because she has premonitions.
Yeah. Like what?
She was able to predict things about Sheen that she shouldn't have been able to know. Just like That's So Raven.
Yeah, just like Simone from That's So Raven. Same person, really.
That's my theory about Frederica.
That's.
Yeah, anyways, I still hate Frederica. Even though
I
she
love her
is...
voice so much. I just want to hear her talk.
Oh my god. I don't know what they did with her voice, man. I don't know what's up. Like, there's a typical Lolly voice, and then this is terrible.
She does these like high-pitched squeals, and they're just the most adorable thing ever.
It's the fucking worst.
It's so cute.
I don't like it.
We're not even having the same conversation.
She also ends every sentence with ja.
Of course, she's a mascot. She has to be quirky.
She's the fucking worst mascot.
She's the only mascot.
I'd rather have the pig guy from Seven Deadly Sins, and I didn't even like him. His name was like Hawks or something.
Oh, yeah. What did he even do besides be a pig?
That was pretty cool that he did that.
I would rather have Happy from Fairy Tail, and I fucking hate Happy.
I think I would rather have Frederica.
Than Happy?
Yeah.
See, I told you. Frederica's really good.
No, this is not true. It's like, oh man, it's like you've chosen the two worst characters and like which one's better. And it's like, well, this one's better, but I still don't like them. Like I said earlier, I have a ranking system for everything in my life.
Frederica's second from the bottom.
Frederica's second from the bottom.
And for me, she's second from the top.
Who's the top?
I don't know.
You can't make a statement like that if you can't back it up.
Cube.
Cube? That's what a terrible decision. It's like
Tama from Wixos.
who's the best mascot? This literal demon.
This literal demon. Satan.
Satan is the best mascot.
Satan and his 10,000 clones.
Oh my god. I did like the part when she was like, "Hey, are you making fun of me?" And then Sheen was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. And then she just screamed more.
Yeah, that's true. I also did like the part when she moved a table so she could stand on it before everyone walked in.
That was awesome. That was a great introduction. I loved it. Also, I love how the like high chairman or congressman, whatever he is, the whole time he's just like got his palm on his forehead like, oh my God, please.
But he was also helping her set it up. You could hear her yelling at him and being like, "Move this table over here."
Oh, yeah.
And that was episode 12.
Jesus, that was all just episode 12.
That was all
You're
episode
right.
12.
You're super right about that.
So episode 13, we get to see everybody in their daily lives a little bit. Their daily lives that last 20 minutes.
Yep.
Literally 20 minutes. That's how long the episode was.
This episode is to scale.
Kurena, she went and got some dresses.
Yeah, that was cute. She got a really cute outfit.
Anju did some baking.
Some cooking. She played up to her mom figure.
Raiden delivered some packages or something.
He carried whole fridges by himself.
That's true.
Upstairs. Like, look, I get it. They're strong. Actually, they ride robots. Why are they strong?
I don't know, dude.
What the fuck?
Only Raiden's strong.
Oh, true.
And then Laughing Fox. I always forget his civilian name.
I don't know his name. Yeah, what is his name? Good question.
I forget.
He's just Laughing Fox.
First name Laughing, last name Fox. So Laughing, he drew some stuff.
Yeah, some trees.
Yeah, good job. And then Sheen read some books. He also got a boyfriend.
Yeah, they're a very cute couple.
Yeah, they sure were for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they totally continue on, and they're best couple friends for the rest of the series. Definitely. I promise.
He's like, "Hey, here's my little sister. Is that your little sister?" And he was like, "No, I fucking hate this child."
She's a demon spawn. I wish she would leave forever. And then he's like, nice, very cute.
Yep. I like Eugene. Eugene has one of my favorite character designs. I also like that his little sister wanted that book that was literally like the Skull Knight, and it had like literally the character was the symbol that Sheen uses.
Yeah, really on the nose, but it was very cool.
And then in the next episode, Eugene dies.
I should have expected that from white-haired, glasses-wearing Jojo sub.
It was BL Shoujo sub.
Yeah, he looks like the bottom out of a yaoi.
You're not wrong.
Out of every yaoi.
I do think that Like, I expected him to die. They played it up like he was going to, but then he died, like, immediately.
They pulled a Jojo on us.
What?
As soon as he gave us his heart-wrenching background, he died.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah, it's really very shocking, honestly.
Yeah, it's true. And I have a little bit more to say about that, but I forgot to finish talking about episode 13.
No, that's all.
That's all. The last thing I want to say about episode 13 is that they came to the conclusion that they were like, nah, this was nice, but we need to go fight. And I'm like, look, at this point forward, if any of you die, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Like, before you were being forced to fight, I have no sympathy from here on out.
In the opening, we get scenes of everybody crying, and I can only assume it has something to do with people dying. And yeah, that's on you.
You decided to do this.
Yeah, you were like, let's go back out to the battlefield I've been trying to escape for 15 years. Actually, you know what? They weren't, though. They were like, we want to be in the battlefield because that's all we got left is to protect our city. But now they don't even have that. Why are you going to the battlefield? I hate you people. Jesus Christ. The evolution of thought.
Okay, so in episode 14, one of the best scenes is when Eugene dies. And, I mean, it was awful. His hand was severed. Sheen had to retrieve his hand in order to get the locket.
Man, that whole sequence was so powerful.
And something that I thought was really interesting, this is the second, like, symbolic scene that we've seen in these 3 episodes that I noticed. I'm sure there's more. Feel free to point them out, anyone, because this show's chock full of them, and I love them always.
Yeah.
But in this part of the show, we've seen them transition from being the 86ers to going to civilian lives, and now this is them back out into combat. Eugene was the first loss that we've seen, the first major loss that we've seen since they've been back on the field, and Sheen had to use his gun, the same gun he uses to put down all of his friends, to shoot Eugene. And when he does that, we see blood splash onto a white daisy. And to me, that was symbolically saying, like, we have tainted the white. You know, we are starting the new chapter in this second half. We've drawn blood, and it's only going to get worse from here.
Dude, that heavily reminds me of the first part of season 1 where Lena starts off when she's in her room doing notes. She has a vase full of white flowers, and as 86ers die, it's quickly replaced by red flowers of the same variety. And then they go on and use the flowers for other symbolism too, but that exact white to red flower, sort of change there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, this show is... I love the symbology in this show. All
symbology?
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
I don't think that's a
I
word.
love the symbolism in this show.
Symbology?
I think that is a word.
The study of symbol?
Yeah, the study of symbols. That's a thing. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
That might be a thing.
Not what I was talking about, but I think it is a thing.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, but the symbolism in this show is I think I said symbolism, or wait, no, that's the right word.
Symbolism. Yeah, symbolism's the right word.
So in my brain, I was like symbolism, and then I was like, you were talking about symbols just now. You need to say it, but not think about that. So I said the word again without thinking of, like, I was thinking like the instrument symbols.
Oh.
So I was like, no, the intent was wrong in that word. I need to say it again.
Ooh.
Anyways.
Yeah, so.
What a good show.
It's a fantastic show. All right. I'd like to wrap this segment up with one more wild theory. You ready for this theory?
I'm ready.
All right. I think one of the big conflicts in this show, one of the big arc climaxes in this part of the season is going to be that the 86 are going to have to fight Lena's new squad.
Oh, shit. That's probably true.
Yeah. I've got some suspicions. I've got some suspicions.
We can't talk today. It's just, it's become impossible.
It's literally impossible. I've got some suspicions about this formerly the Legion Republic thingy. They're not a republic, whatever they are. Empire.
They look kind of sus.
They're really pretty sus, honestly. They're like, yeah, we were the nation that released the Legion, but after we got mostly wiped out, we built a new nation and now we're fighting the Legion. It's like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Seems kind of suspect.
Yeah, it's,
Like, you got the old empress of your nation in a child's body, and you're like building a military, but you're too stupid to learn brainwave technology like this other nation that seems to be pathetic compared to yours.
Dude, speaking of that, I absolutely loved the scene when Laughing Fox was like, yes, the cell phone. So convenient.
Very reliable.
Have to punch in his fucking number.
And hope he picks up. Oh, man. Imagine that shock after, like, I don't know, 7 or something years of,
I think it was like 5 or 6, yeah.
5 or 6 years of having instantaneous brain-to-brain communication and then having that ripped away from you and having to use a cell phone.
That would suck, yeah.
Yeah, very inconvenient. Also, when they're back in the field, we see they have new brain-to-brain technology.
They have literally Bluetooth earpieces.
Well, I don't know, though, because Sheen said, and maybe Sheen said this out of habit, which would be really cool, too. It would be a really powerful sort of humanization for them. But when he goes to shoot Eugene, he tells Frederica to close her eyes.
Yeah.
And then he turns off the Bluetooth. And so I was wondering if they had, like, mimicked the implant technology.
That's also possible.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that was all symbolism or...
I mean, it's literally what they were trying to do, so...
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 1.
I think the official name for this season is Demon Slayer Season 2, The Mugen Train Arc, Episode 1. I think that's what they're calling it.
No. That's the other Season 2.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
The other Season 2 on Crunchyroll. Man, this guy, he's really cool.
I love this guy.
Yeah. Should we say, okay, I'm going to say real quick.
Yeah.
Most people have seen the Mugen Train movie already.
Okay.
Including us.
Yeah.
So from this point forward, we're going to talk about this arc with the knowledge that we've already seen the movie. So we might go into spoilers of stuff that haven't happened in the anime yet, but have happened in the movie. If you have not yet seen any Mugen Train, you may want to skip this segment.
Agreed. I will definitely go into spoiler territory at some point, I'm sure.
That being said, man, it's really cool that everybody really likes Rengoku. I really hope nothing bad happens to this guy.
I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, he's got that fiery passion. You know, it's you see those characters in every shonen. They have all the fiery passion and they lead the team on to victory forever and ever until the end.
Yeah, and like at the end of this episode, they went on so that we could hear the opinions of all of the other Hashira. Everyone really likes this guy. Even the people who don't like most of the Hashira still like him.
Yeah. Even that one dick who's really rude, Hashira. He really likes him.
Which one were you talking about? Because I feel like there's 2 that fit that description, maybe 3.
Yeah, that's fair.
maybe 4 now that I'm thinking about it.
But all of them liked him, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope this guy sticks around for a while.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I mean, after he saved that grandma and her granddaughter, she had that big old flashback about how his dad had saved them, and he was like, I'm just carrying on my dad's legacy. Such an honorable thing, I'm sure his dad really had a big, long, honorable life that ended with lots of honor and stuff.
I fucking hate that guy. Oh man, can I just say real quick? This was technically a filler episode.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, this was not in the manga. Now, it could have been a one-shot. It could have been a one-shot that I didn't see. But as far as I can tell, this was not in the manga. But as far as filler episodes go, I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Absolutely. Even though you could cut this out and still jump directly into what will be the next part, it still felt like it added something important to the series.
Yeah, and that's seeing more Rengoku.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of this character.
Give me more Rengoku before he lives a long, prosperous life so I can see him work hard before that.
Give me more Rengoku or give me death.
Oh no, don't say that.
Oh man. Something I want to say about this episode is that, like, Ufotable doing a fucking great job. This was a gorgeous episode.
Oh, man. Ufotable.
The line work on all of the characters, amazing, but especially on Rengoku. The steam that we see in the episode from the cooking also looks phenomenal. They do a great job of blending. You know, it's technically CG. The steam is technically CG, but they do such a good job of blending it into the environment. It looks really good.
That steam looked like real ass steam. It's like they took a video of steam and they green screened the steam into the anime.
It's like that one time when they just put like a CG fire, like a real picture of fire.
Yeah.
in an anime. Well, I don't even remember what anime we were watching when they did that.
Yeah, what was that? They took real fire and they cut it out and pasted it on something. Incredible.
Glad they don't do that.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh man. I also Rengoku, he's just so funny.
He really is.
I like that they took the trope that we see in Mugen Train. When we first see him on the train, he does the thing where he takes a bite and goes, "Umai," and he just keeps doing that. And they were like, let's run with that. Let's make more of that.
I appreciate the way they did it, definitely, in this, because boy, was that fucking annoying in the movie. God damn. It felt like it went on for 20 minutes and I wanted to shoot the screen. I was so fucking like, shut up.
Well, this was a whole episode of him doing that, which was actually 20 minutes. Actually, this was a 26-minute episode with no opening or ending.
Welcome back, ReZero. Glad to see you again.
I was a little disappointed because I was really looking forward to hearing the opening for the second season. I heard that Lisa was going to be doing it just like the first season.
Yo.
I fucking love Lisa.
Yes, very excited. I didn't know that. I'm so excited.
So
bring me more music.
I can't wait for this new episode to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
it's so disappointing.
Jesus Christ. They did an interesting thing where the grandmother and granddaughter wore basically the same clothing, and they felt like they were supposed to be reflections of each other. Like,
yeah, they even had the same faces. Detail for detail.
And then we get some interesting symbolism where we see Rengoku, who looks a lot like his father, is wearing the same clothing as his father and ends up saving the same woman as well as her grandchild. And it creates this situation where, like, Rengoku's dad saved the grandma and now Rengoku saved the granddaughter. So then the granddaughter is going to grow up having this same, like, idea, right?
Yeah.
They also touch on another thing that's interesting in this episode where they talk about how, and it's something that's really easy to forget, but most people don't believe in demons.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, that should be obvious, but I was still shocked.
Right?
I was like, how do you not believe in demons? They're everywhere killing everybody.
But that's the thing, is that we only see the places where they're everywhere killing everybody because that's where the plot goes. That's where our characters are supposed to be going.
Yeah, so we're probably only seeing like 0.01% of the reality.
Right, exactly. So, like, the fact that they don't believe in demons is so interesting when you finally see characters like that. I bet she fucking believes in demons now, though.
You'd better believe she believes in demons. Damn straight. She might even become a demon slayer.
Maybe.
That's kind of how Tanjiro became a demon slayer.
Yeah, except his family died.
Yeah.
Wait, did her family die? Did her mom die? I can't remember.
No. Rengoku's dad saved the grandma and the granddaughter's mom, and now Rengoku saved the grandma and the granddaughter.
And then Rengoku's son is going to save the granddaughter and her daughter.
Yeah.
Because Rengoku's going to have a son.
Definitely. Rengoku's going to have a very successful career slaying demons. And then he'll find a nice woman and they'll get married and settle down and have a kid, and then demons will reappear. So he'll train him to become a demon slayer.
Yeah, it'll be sweet.
Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. It'll be like Boruto.
Oh, no.
Rengoku-ko.
Is it his daughter?
Yeah.
Also, his name is Kyojuro. Rengoku is his last name.
Rengoku-ko. Her name is Rengoku-ko.
Oh, no.
He's like, my name is so filled with passion and honor and spirit that I'll bestow it upon you and add the word child to the end of it.
Oh, man.
Because you're my child.
Nice.
Nice. That'll all happen.
How'd you like this demon fight?
wow, it looked really cool. I really, really love how they animated both the demon and Rengoku moving fast.
Yeah,
right?
that was rad.
Because you got this serious trope in anime, and I don't know if it's because of Dragon Ball Z, but I feel like it's because of Dragon Ball Z, where when it used to be when an anime character went really fast, they would like just show a bunch of lines where the person was, and then you'd like see some flashes, and then they'd be somewhere else, and then the enemy would be like, "Ooh," right?
At least I definitely saw that in Dragon Ball Z first.
Yeah, that's definitely where I saw it first too. So it's really cool to see in this that like you actually have the characters and you just see them move at incredible speeds, and then they got like the light trails and stuff, and they like blur the things that they move by. I wonder if they like use CG and that's how they get that effect. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe, but they're doing it well, so.
Yeah, they're doing it really well. It looks really cool.
That brings up an interesting topic, is that I think it's really interesting that a lot of people just have this CG bad mentality, right?
Yeah.
Where like they'll be like, oh, any CG use is bad in 2D animation, which is absolutely not true.
Yeah. And one of the real problems with that is like when CG is bad, you notice it because it stands out. But when CG is good, you don't see it because it blends in really well. So for all you know, you could have seen more good CG and you just don't know it because it's good CG.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I gotta be honest, maybe I should have realized this after all the anime I've watched, but when I watched the first season of Demon Slayer, I did not realize that all their cool breath, air, attack, move designs with the water and the fire and stuff was CG until Adam pointed it out to me. And I was like, what the fuck?
Those are so cool looking.
So cool looking. God damn.
I would argue that that's the reason the show is so popular, is because of, actually, even in the first episode, we see the opening scene, we see Tanjiro's footsteps in the snow, and the snow is all CG, but it looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, it really does. It's really incredible. And I mean, honestly, like, Demon Slayer did exactly what an anime needs to do, and that's to really emphasize what it can that the manga cannot, you know, the physical visualization of all the movement and stuff, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've said this 100 times at this point, but if you're new to the podcast, here it is. I've read the whole Demon Slayer manga, and I loved the story that was presented. The art was serviceable. It was not super great. It was not My Hero Academia. It was not Black Clover. You know, some of these other modern shonen, they have really, really good art. I think the story in Demon Slayer was very good, and I love some of the character designs. The art itself is mostly serviceable enough to push things forward. But
interesting.
The anime is one of the most gorgeous anime I've ever watched in my life.
Yeah, wow.
And
I'm shocked to hear that the manga's art is just serviceable because of how good the anime's animation is.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things, is that like Demon Slayer wasn't that popular until the anime came out. It was maybe even on the verge of being canceled before the anime came out and pushed its popularity so hard.
Wow, that's wild.
Isn't that really interesting? Is that like a well-timed anime can save a series?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like they were feeling it as a last shot sort of thing, you know? They're like, look, we can try to save it with an anime by you know, boosting it up, giving it a team with a big budget, a really well-known team, and then if it's not successful, I guess it's just not meant to be.
Dude, if Ufotable did it and it wasn't successful, I don't know what the fuck would have saved it. Like,
yeah, really though, honestly.
Ufotable is responsible for some of the most gorgeous anime ever.
Yeah. Well, maybe only rivaled by Madhouse.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Man, so, you know that demon, that was really cool. It was a really good fight.
Yeah,
Everything
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Omae wa Moshinderu.
Oh my wa Moshinderu, yeah. I can't believe they missed that opportunity. Very frustrating.
Because he was like, Omae wa Osoi, which means like slow.
Do you think they were playing off that meme, but like parodying that meme?
They might be, yeah. It's possible. Because I was like, for a second, I was like, dude, he's going to say the thing.
Dude, I thought he was for sure. I thought for sure he was. Oh, man. And then, you know, he slices up the demon. And but demons, they've got that regeneration, so he grows his limbs back. And apparently his cloth wrist straps are part of him because they also regrew.
Yeah,
and I don't even mean like the cut was above the wrist straps, and so like the whole hand and wrist strap was gone, and then like it grew back. I mean, like he cut through the wrist strap, and they animated it being cut through the wrist strap, and then the other half of the wrist strap just grew back with his hand. Excuse me.
As you do.
As you do, as it be like.
Oh my God.
Is that an oversight? Like, am I being nitpicky?
Yeah, I think that is, like, it's a little nitpicky, but it's, like, to me, it's funny.
Yeah.
That episode looked so good, I don't want to complain about this minor thing, but also because the episode looked so good, it's the only thing I can complain about.
I think that's the issue. I loved everything about this episode except for that one small detail I noticed. And the half the episode, I was just thinking, like, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God. Overall, I think it's really interesting that they started off with a filler episode. I mean, look, it's bullshit that they're doing Mugen Train at all.
Yeah.
So at least we got a new episode, and I feel like it gave us more background with Rengoku. It was cool to see this stuff. And obviously, when people saw him with 1,000,000 bentos on the train, their first thought was, how come they didn't show him get those bentos? So we had to to fix that.
This whole episode was the backstory of how Rengoku got 1,000,000 bentos on a train.
Yeah. So, had to show that. 6 more episodes of Mugen Train, and then we can move on to new content, I think.
Oh, man. I really hope they, change something about it, because it's going to be a struggle rewatching the movie.
Watch. It's like we got this one new episode, and then the next 6 episodes are just Mugen Train, but cut up into 22-minute segments.
Ooh. I'd be so pissed off.
I'd be pissed, too. But, I mean, I've been wanting to rewatch the movie anyway, so...
But the thing is, I gotta wait a week.
Yeah.
Between every 1/6 of the movie.
We're actually just gonna watch the whole movie every week.
Honestly, I'd probably rather do that. Actually, I think that would be more appealing.
I just want to watch the last 1/3 of the movie over and over again. To be honest, I don't like the Mugen Train part had some cool moments, but come on, that last part was where it's at.
Yeah, I don't think the first 2/3 are really that rewatchable, but the last third, very rewatchable.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, we got Mieruko-Chan, episodes 1 and 2. What a wild show.
Yeah, wow, this show is wild.
So Mieruko-Chan mixes 3 things, and there are 3 things you would not expect. You would expect 2 of these things to be true in any given circumstance, but all 3 of them together is basically unheard of. We have mixed slice of life, horror, and fan service.
It's really incredible, honestly.
What the fuck is this show?
I have no idea. I'm not even sure the show knows what this show is.
What is Mieruko-Chan? I don't think I've ever watched that.
Neither have I.
What is this show?
I don't know. What's anime?
What are we talking about?
I keep hearing this word anime. What does that mean?
Is that animation?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
They keep saying it's from Japan.
Like that sushi?
Yeah, that I got.
Okay, this is a bit's gone on too long.
Yeah.
Mieruko-Chan is kind of perfect. Look, I'm not...
Wait, the show or the character?
The character's name is Miko. Her name is not Mieruko-Chan.
Yes, please remember that, listeners. If I hear anybody call the main character Mieruko-Chan,
you're wrong.
I'll be upset.
I'll be mildly frustrated.
I'll be very slightly annoyed until I forget about it 2 minutes later.
I'll go from a 0 level frustration to a 1.
Yeah, out of 100.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay. Usually, I'm not big on fan service. It's not my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
That's the end of that. Yeah. I still don't prefer it here, but
see, I find when it makes sense, I enjoy it. Actually, okay, there's 2 situations I enjoy it. When it's totally brazen, they don't give a shit, and they're like, we made these characters to be fan service, and this show is fan service, so here's the fan service show. It's nice. Or if it makes sense in the context, it can be like nice. And I don't know what this show is doing, because it's like they did the whole show, they finished the show, and right before they finished it, somebody was like, oh wait, we forgot to put fan service in. So they just like drew a couple frames and slapped them in there somewhere.
Oh my god. Because like we got scenes where, you know, Miko will be like on the ground and then it'll just like outline her ass super heavily. It's like, okay, well, interesting choice there. or then we got the scene in episode 2 where Hana was just like, damn, forgot to put my underwear on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Sure. All right.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
All right. Now that's my fan service rant out of the way. I don't know if I'll ever talk about fan service in the show again. I don't know if it'll ever be relevant enough to talk about.
I'm sure there will be moments that we'll have to complain about.
Okay. Until then, the blend of slice of life and horror in this show is absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, really, it is. Actually, it's kind of like, I don't want to say unheard of, never popular.
Yeah. So we get things like, we start the show, and the first thing we see is this like horrifying horror scene that turns out to be from a TV show.
Yeah.
And as they're zooming out from the TV, we see Mieruko. Oh no.
You got played.
I frustrated myself
went from 0
to a 1. Oh man. We see Miko getting ready for her day and stuff, and then you hear the person on the TV say, if you saw a ghost, what would you do? And they were like, I don't know. Maybe I'd just pretend I can't see it. And we come to find out that that is Miko's whole life, is pretending not to see the ghosts.
I want to add a little context. We watched this episode together, and when they said that, we were both like, who the fuck does that? Who thinks that's a reasonable response?
Now, one thing I want to say about Miko is that I'm not sure. They haven't made it completely apparent how long she's been seeing ghosts at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little torn because it feels like the first time she does, she seems very surprised, like it hasn't ever happened before. But that could just be her trying to keep her shock under control.
It's possible, yeah. One thing that I'll say is that if this is something she's been dealing with for a long time, I think it's really, really interesting that they've taken the aspect that she is still scared.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, have you seen those things? Fucking horrifying, every one of them.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I think plays into the fact that I'm pretty sure she's been seeing these things for a long while now is she looks tired as hell all the time.
Yeah.
She's got these bags under her eyes and she is not sleeping.
No, her hair's all frazzled and she just looks way out of it. Oof. Do you think maybe she just doesn't sleep very much, so she's hallucinating these monsters?
No.
Okay, neither do I, so.
Good theory. Yeah. When we first see the one at the bus stop, that thing was fucking horrifying.
So powerful.
Yeah, and the whole episode, they do this really cool thing where like you have a lot of slice of life moments where they're using the slice of life aspect to build tension.
Yeah.
So normal things are occurring, but you can just feel that something's not quite right.
Right. And the context of knowing what the show is too, you know, it's like you're waiting, you're like ready, you're like, okay, I know spooky thing gonna happen. And so then they go do something normal and you're just more likely to be like, oh, is spooky thing gonna be during normal thing?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. We get that scene in episode 2 where Hana's like, I watched this spooky thing, or I heard this thing where they opened a locker and there was a severed head inside, and I'm scared. So Miko, you open the locker. And Miko's like, what? I don't want to fucking do that. But she does it, and they build up this really, really tense moment just to open the locker and there to be nothing there. Only for her to look up and see a head in the top of the locker.
Oh, dude. Oh, that was so strong because I thought for sure she was going to open it and there was going to be a head, and when there wasn't, I was like, oh, nice.
So they like subverted it, and then they subverted the subversion. I love the dichotomy between Hana and Miko.
Yeah, me too.
Because Hana, she's just this like normal teenage girl. And so, you know, she's like, oh, I'm too short. Can you grab my phone for me? And Miko's just like, fuck.
Please God, strike me down now.
It's not like she can be like, nope, not gonna do it, right? Like,
Yeah. Right. Because, on top of trying to ignore these things, like, imagine she told Hana that they were just spooky ghosts. Would she believe her? I don't know.
I don't know, because Hana, like, she's kind of this like innocent, childlike dork.
Yeah, she's kind of airheaded.
Yeah. So I feel like if she was like, I can see ghosts, then Hana would just be like, stop playing pranks on me.
Yeah, I feel like she'd do that, but I also feel like she might be the kind to be like, oh, you see ghosts? Oh my God.
I mean, we got that scene where Miko was like literally staring a ghost face to face and trying to pretend she's not seeing it. And Hana's like, is this a confession?
Oh yeah, dude. Why are you staring at me? Are you gonna confess to me?
And it was surprisingly cute. Instead of like her being like, oh no, this is awkward. She's like, oh no, like she's like, oh
Yeah,
my God.
She's all like flustered and stuff.
Yeah, she's like, is this what's going on?
That's really adorable. Headcanon now. Hana likes Miko.
I hope so.
Me too.
I also really, really like the scene when they go to the donut shop and Miko's just in a line of dead people.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's funny when they first did that. They kind of teased it a little bit, and you see this like shape of a lady step up behind Miko, and I was like, "Wow, that lady looks really rough." And then they show that she's not in the line, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh man, I'm really interested to see where they go with, like, while it is mostly a slice of life story with little bits and pieces of horror, there also seem to be building a kind of like canon to how the horror works. In the cat part, we see that the cat is being haunted by a spirit, right?
Yeah.
And then when two people approach to try to adopt the cat, technically second, but like the first person they really talk to about the cat adoption turns out to be like Omega haunted. He's haunted by like fucking 30 spirits.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering because, Miko was like, I'm not sending the cat with this guy. And I don't know if that's because he's super haunted and she doesn't want the cat to be haunted too, or if it's because being haunted by 30 spirits means you're a fucking terrible person.
Yeah. That's a really good question. Because in Japan, it's very common for curses to be part of the mythology, They're a very common form of how spirits manifest.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, like, him having all those ghosts, does that mean he's cursed so she's worried for the cat? Or like you said, does that mean he's like evil and that's why he's covered in curses, like a bunch of people have cursed him for the things he did?
Right, and then immediately after, we see the man he's got some scars on his face and he's bald, but it turns out that he's also being technically haunted, but he's being haunted by the, like, angel spirits of his two dead cats.
Yeah, that was so precious, and his wife.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so, like, sending it away with him instead, seeing, obviously to her, she was like, this is a better option, and I'm wondering if she's like, this is actually a good guy.
It also opens up some questions for me about exactly how the spirits work too, because I was wondering, like, they all look horrifying, but does that mean they're all bad? Are there good cursed spirits? Because like there's the one that was stuck on the cat, and I was like, is this cat cursed, or like is this spirit like protecting the cat? Because then when that one dude walked up, the spirit ran away from the cat and started like chasing after and kind of attacking that dude, or maybe he was just attracted to him because he was so cursed already. So was that curse just latching on, or was it like protecting the cat until the cat found the right owner? I don't really know.
I don't know.
But then we see the like nice happy spirits of the cats and the wife, and now I'm like, is that going to be a thing, or is that going to be like a thing that gets dropped?
It's like a one-off, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we see some more good spirits as well. I think that would work well to build the story.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it would really add some both purpose to Miko's ability and purpose to, I don't know, I guess just the things that happen in general.
The thing is that, like, while we've seen, I mean, it's a slice of life story, but we've seen mostly slice of life-y stuff, I am confident the story is going to progress because we do have a third girl in the story who we've seen briefly twice.
Yeah.
And if you pay attention to the opening, we can tell that this girl can also see spirits, but maybe not fully.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, I think you suggested this too, but I'm thinking she sees like an aura, like as opposed to the actual form of the creature. She just sees like a dark, evil aura.
The first person who pointed that out was actually Arya.
Oh.
But I think
enough.
she's correct because after watching the opening again, or actually it was the ending, but after watching the ending again, there's a point when you see all three characters' eyes, and it shows a close-up of each character's eyes. We see Hana, or first we see Miko, and you can see a spirit in the reflection of her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see the second girl, whatever her name is, and we see the like shape of the spirit. And then we see Hana, and she sees nothing.
Yeah. Oh, that's we're probably on it then. Arya's onto something.
I also think that like the fact that Hana is the one who can't see spirits and she's also kind of airheaded, I feel like they're playing into that a little bit.
Yeah, probably. They're probably trying to say something.
So I really like what they're doing with the show so far. The next thing I want to talk about is I really want to talk about the opening, because this opening is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So the opening is like actually terrifying.
It really is.
If you listen to the lyrics or read them, then the words being said are like super, super terrifying, super spooky. And we have this interesting juxtaposition where while the words are scary and the scenario that's playing out is scary, it's actually like it's a really upbeat song with bright visuals.
Mm-hmm.
We have parts where like bright colored paint is being splashed on characters as if it's blood. And
Yeah.
the whole opening, Miko is running away from something like for her life. She's running through the hallways of the school, and the hallways are bright white with colorful paint all over the ground that she's stepping through, but she is like terrified and running away. It's so good.
It really is. Yeah, no, it's really really good. The whole time you were talking about it, I'm just like re-envisioning this opening, just like lost in how cool it is.
Yeah, I like when I watched it, it gave me chills because I just felt like it was like so well done.
Yeah. I mean, it's really very impressive, honestly. Like some shows, they'll do stuff that's representative of what happens, but it's just kind of spoilery in their openings. But this is a really good job of not actually showing things from the show for the most part, but still being so representative of the whole experience, really.
Yeah, absolutely. They do a great job of like, just overall, the show does a great job of being both cute and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really kind of different in the way that it's like they're trying to, like the people who made it, it's like they're trying to portray it as a clunky, goofy mess of a horror slice of life, you know what I mean? But that's kind of the genius of it, right? Like they make it seem so generic at first, but it's really not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to see more. I can't wait to see what else they do with this show. I'm thinking maybe next episode or the episode after, we'll probably see the introduction of the third girl.
Yeah. Sounds about right. That makes sense.
And we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, buddy. Also, the third girl is Beatrice from ReZero.
Everybody knows that's my favorite character from ReZero.
Yeah, favorite character from your favorite show. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Recasters Anime Podcast. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Feel free to check us out on Facebook. We post anime-related memes there almost daily. Let us know what you think of the current anime season, or even just say hi.
You can look forward to weekly releases every Tuesday morning on platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Tune in next week for more anime discussion.
Ja! Mata raishu!